my affairs alone, Lord. You got to mind your business. Leave my affairs alone, Lord, Lord. Like the good book said, yeah, every good vine ain't gold.
Welcome back to another episode of your favorite show to inform you about what's hot and what's happening all around the South Bay and the Southland in general, and soon to be nation and worldwide. This is, of course, another episode of What's the Business with your main man, host with the most, Soul Cole. Make sure you subscribe to us online, youtube.com/SOULCOLE, the number 4SHO, Soul Cole for show. That's right, the YouTube channel that I cleverly hid under the title of Soul Cole. There's a playlist already made for you called What's the Business, where you can catch every episode. We are deep into season 1, and I'm excited. I am ecstatic to welcome in our latest guest today, because this guy has dibbled and dabbled in all kinds of industries. He is not only a film star, not only a TV star, also a football star. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming into the studio, hanging out with your man Soul Cole here at Studio 637 today on What's the Business. It's my main man, Jasper Pendergrass Jr., or as those of us who know him well affectionately call him JPG, aka Dark and Stormy. Every boyfriend's worst nightmare and every lady's dream. What's happening, my man? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, man.
How you doing, baby?
How are you doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Everything good?
Life is good.
Welcome, man. I know you stay working hard, huh?
You try, man. You gotta try to stay in traffic, man. You know, you gotta eat.
I know, exactly. And I know you're on a time constraint today because you got to go, you got a commercial going on or something like that today?
Yeah, we're doing a little something. You know, like I said, you gotta eat. So
exactly.
Got a small commercial we're doing later on today. So
like I said, you've been in half a dozen films, half a dozen TV shows or more, also a star on the football field. We're going to get into all that throughout the show. But first and foremost, I want to have you throw out your social media for everybody, where they can check you out online if they want to look up anything and everything to do with Jasper Pendergrass Jr. What's the business? I
don't have any private, websites or anything like that. But you can always check my work out on IMDb. Any and everyone could be my friend on Facebook. Jasper Pendergrass Jr. I have a YouTube. I have a short little reel on there. It's Jasper Pendergrass Jr. again. All you got to do is throw my name in there, and something will pop up somewhere.
It pops up real quick in Google, trust me. It pops up real quick in Google.
Hopefully it's all good.
Now, let's start, if we can, with films. All right? Let's start big budget, and then we'll work our way backwards. All right? So film-wise, you started off in films back in 2005. Is that correct?
Yeah, well,
your first film appearance?
Yeah, actually, that's my first credited film appearance.
Okay.
But I got my start in the business way back in '99 when I was a baby face, fresh out of college and in Replacements. But like I said, I just did the football player in that movie, so it was my first taste of the whole industry, which actually drew me in '99 and '05 in the longest yard. That kept me here.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Now, if you were on set and on the field in the Replacements, did you ever get a chance to take a shot physically at Keanu Reeves or no?
Never.
No?
Keanu is the person who was responsible for us all eating, getting paid. So he had that big quarterback red jersey on, and the guy who first hired me for the movie, he was our coach with two guys, Alan Graff and Mark Ellis. They had a big meeting with all the football players and said, "Do not touch that guy. Don't sniff that guy." I mean, so we knew that if
he said, "Don't sniff that guy,"
if you got close to that guy, we don't have a job. So it was made known right up front that we don't do that.
Okay, so following the Replacements comes, if I'm not mistaken, shout out to the research department for always helping me out here with accurate facts. I appreciate that. And The Longest Yard was in 2005. That was the prison/football film with my man Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, a lot of people. A lot of famous people.
Star-studded cast.
How was that?
That was the time of my life, basically. We did about 6 weeks in Santa Fe, New Mexico, small little city. So we took that over, came back and did another probably 6-7 weeks in L.A., filmed right up the street at El Camino College. So, all those guys, it was a great experience. Adam Sandler is one of the most cool people you would ever meet in your life. Chris Rock, we had Nelly, we had a bunch of Terry Crews, Old Spice. That was the best experience that I could have had coming out here, and it actually kept me out here. That's what brought me to California. So,
well, that is a great first credit for your IMDb filmography, so to speak.
Yes.
Now, you did, if I'm not mistaken, you did some stunts in the comebacks in 2007. That starred James Cromwell, who actually appeared on What's Really Good with Soul Cole back in my extensive radio career. Shout out to James, one of the coolest dudes I ever got to talk to on air live. But you also were in a film with Mr. Cromwell in the comebacks in 2007 doing some stunts. What was that about? What's that like?
Yeah, so if you've never seen the comebacks, it's a spoof on a lot of the different football movies that had just come before that. And so we just did a lot of just over-the-top kind of stunts kind of things, trying to laugh, just making fun of all the different football movies. So it was a good experience. Don't know if that movie did well in the box office, but we had fun. We had a good time doing that. So
I like it. Now, the next step was working with a very well-known actor. Not that Mr. Cromwell is not that Adam, Chris, and all the guys we've already mentioned are not, Terry and everybody else, Nelly, but Steve Carell is well known throughout film and television, and you had the opportunity to work with Steve Carell in the film Get Smart back in 2008. Is that correct?
Yep.
Tell us about that a little bit. What's the business?
That was really quick. Sometimes because I have a lot of work to do in the industry, so a lot of times when I work get one day on a movie, you get a couple seconds. That scene was probably 20 seconds long, and all I did was I was a Budweiser delivery guy. My costume was about 2 sizes too small, and I'm about to bust out my pants. But all I did was I had my dolly of beer, and I just rolled over his foot. He screamed. And, I laughed when I got off camera. It was cool. He was a cool guy. Nice, really, really down-to-earth guy.
Now, how long realistically, for those people watching out here who don't know about how things work on a film set, a 20-second scene takes roughly how long to actually shoot? What's the business?
We probably worked on that scene all day long. Sometimes it takes you a whole day to shoot one scene, and you're going to cut most of it and only use a couple of minutes, or 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there. But you have to do that many takes just to get that so-called perfect shot before you move on. That's why it takes movies so long to shoot. Like for an hour and a half movie, you might be filming 3-4 months.
Okay.
So
very nice. So several credits on IMDb as far as films go. You're gonna stick around though, right? Because I wanna throw it over to our beautiful on-set celebrity mixologist who makes up a little something special for each and every individual who comes on the show. And if I'm not mistaken, some of us who know you real well, I mentioned JPG earlier, but there are those of us who might know this individual as Dark and Stormy as well. And I think that she has made a Tennessee-based version of something like a Dark and Stormy. Keep it right here. This is What's the Business, and we'll be back with today's in-studio industry interview guest, actor extraordinaire, and former football star as well, Jasper Pendergrass Jr. in the house. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back right after these messages with Sultress Sarah. Hey, baby, what's that? back here on What's the Business with Soul Cole, and I'm hanging out today with our industry interview guest extraordinaire, the one and only Jasper Pendergrass Jr. Check him out online. You can easily Google or IMDb search or YouTube search Jasper Pendergrass Jr. Pendergrass as in Teddy Pendergrass, no?
Teddy P.
That's right, because you're quite a soulful cat. Got that voice that makes me have to warn my male viewers to maybe possibly turn the volume down just a little bit, or tell that girl to plug their ears a little bit, because all of a sudden they might lose her all of a sudden if she listened too long to this soulful cat right here. Now, our wonderful on-set celebrity mixologist, Sultry Sarah, shout out Sultry Sarah, thank you baby, just made us this fantastic creation that was formed around you, Mr. Dark and Stormy yourself. This is, as she has said, the Tennessee Dark and Stormy. Let's have a little taste and see what's going on here. What's the business?
I like it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Pretty tasty.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Cheers, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's great to have you on the show today. Now, we've already talked film. Let's talk a little shop, TV-wise.
All right.
As we continue our industry interview with JPG, Mr. Jasper Pendergrass Jr. himself, you have been on all kinds of shows. A lot of shows that I really enjoy. And according to my very accurate research department, some of those would include things like Sons of Anarchy, Blackish, The Wire, and Everybody Hates Chris. All of those, yes or no, true or false?
That would be true.
That would be true.
That would be true.
Very nice, very nice. Do you have a favorite of all the TV shows that you've worked on? No disrespect to any of the others. Love all the shows completely. What's the business?
I don't have a favorite. It's just that when you get the opportunity to do any of these shows, it's just a blessing just to have those kind of opportunities. So. You just each and every experience is different, right, on every show. So like I said, everyone hates Chris. It was right when I first got out here, and the Sons of Anarchy and Blackish, they were recently. So I'm a much different man now, a much different kind of actor now. So I just take a little something different from every experience.
Right. Now that's interesting because Everybody Hates Chris involves our friend Chris Rock. Shout out to Chris. What's the business? You're welcome to come join us on the couch anytime, Chris, by the way. Just FYI. Have your publicist call my publicist. We good. But you also, as we said before, we're in The Longest Yard. 2 different projects. Mm-hmm. 1 film, 1 television, both involving Chris Rock. Have you met Chris?
Yes, well, I met Chris during The Longest Yard. But when I did Everybody Hates Chris, he wasn't around. He was just the voice. So he was I guess he was the producer, but he was the voice that you hear on the voiceover throughout the episodes. But I didn't get a chance to meet him again when Everyone Hates Chris. But I had already met him, so I had already been there, done that.
Okay, so he's not actually around when they were shooting Everybody Hates Chris. He's just doing the voiceover.
Yeah, well,
predominantly.
Not when I was there. I'm not sure because, like I said, I only did 1 day. Most of the TV shows are 1 day, one and done. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't there that day when I shot that. So,
do you have a hard time remembering that? Because in the scene that I have seen, y'all like that? You seem to be indulging in a little medicinal, purposeful, plant-based fumigation activity. No, I'm not mistaken.
That was actually a black and mild. So you have it gives off the appearance of smoking the devil's lettuce, but
let's just keep it real. It looks like he's smoking weed on the show. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. It's YouTube. I say whatever the fuck I want. How about that, Grandmama? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to curse like that. I love you, but. Now, Sons of Anarchy, you actually, seemingly, not realistically, because you're sitting here with us, but you get killed, if I'm not mistaken, in that scene by the main character.
Correct.
That dude that all the ladies are in love with. Now, what was that like?
It was cool. It was awesome. He's a phenomenal guy. But it's all fake. They rig you up to make you, make the appearance of blood shooting out. And they make it look real. The only thing that I did that was actually real was falling down the stairs, but if I've fallen down many a stair, so that was pretty easy. But it was a cool, really cool experience.
I mean, you're not exactly a small guy. Big guys fall hard.
Exactly. Well, you got if you're graceful, you got I got a little bit of grace with me.
Okay.
I was a running back in the day, so I got a little bit.
Oh, we'll get to that. No, don't get it twisted. We'll definitely get to that. Now, appearing on Blackish, did you get to actually meet Anthony Anderson? Shout out to Anthony, by the way, as well. What's the business?
I met Anthony, great guy. He was actually down here in Hermosa a few weeks ago.
Really?
And so I saw him again there, and he is the best kind of guy, man. He's very personable. Mm-hmm. He'll talk to everyone. So it was a great experience. And I also, more importantly, I met Tracy Ellis. Tracy Ellis Ross. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So that was, Anthony is cool, but you got to love when you meet the pretty ladies, too.
Right.
The leading ladies. So that was awesome, too.
Told y'all he was a ladies' man. Now, The Wire, from all the clips that I've seen of your appearances on The Wire, look awfully young. Mm. Different day and time for you, so to speak, in your career and in your development into manhood and developing into, a better and better actor, no?
Yeah, well, black don't crack. So back then, they made me shave my face. So if I shave my face right now, I'd look a lot younger than I actually am. So, but yeah, definitely was. That was actually, I did The Wire before I came out here. So The Wire came before The Longest Yard, probably about maybe a year before I came out here for The Longest Yard. But so my hair was a lot shorter. I had the baby face out. Every now and again they want you to shave the face, but anything for the job.
Right. All right. Now, real quick before we wrap up, cheers once again. Thank you so much for being here, man. We're going to cheers with our little Tennessee Dark and Stormy. Compliments of Sultry Sarah. Now, real quick, I need some rapid fire answers. You ready?
Yep. Ready.
It's the What's the Business lightning round. What is your best experience and worst experience on a film set, specifically? Not TV, but in film. Best experience, worst experience. What's the business?
Well, I guess the best would be a lot of best, but the best would be when one day it was like the Stanley Cup or World Series or something, and no one had time to go home to watch. So Adam Sandler invited people back to his trailer. We just watched the game in the trailer until till the game was over. Then we rolled out. So just the nice, how nice Adam was. That's the one thing that stuck out. And because I've done a lot of things since then, but that had to be one of the favorites.
And worst?
I guess, because I am a big fella, so I think that one of the worst experiences would just be when we get there and they don't have the food ready. We like to get this set, have something to eat, and then go to work. And sometimes they don't have the food ready, and we're like, and I'm like a tweener. Like, there are guys that I work with that are a lot bigger than me, and so if I'm upset, they're upset. Oh yeah. Good
Lord have mercy. All right, same question, but now strictly television-wise. Best and worst experience on set TV-wise. What's the business?
I'm going to say best will be way back when I did The Wire, man, because I got a chance to, that was my first time ever speaking on camera. And I got to work with, Method Man, Idris Elba, all in the same scene. And so right now, it's one of those things where you can't, I don't really get starstruck, but you still know who you're working with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you still have to show up and represent and do your job as if you guys are, pretty much they're this actor, just like you're an actor. So, so that's the best. And the worst, I got to go with the food thing again. You got to feed us when we get there.
Right on. Last but not least, that huge paperweight on your right hand.
Yeah.
You've been in many a football film that we've talked about this afternoon, but you must have some kind of real football background because that thing looks like it weighs a ton. What's the business? This
is where it all started. I wouldn't be an actor if it didn't come from the discipline that I learned playing football. And this little beauty right here I went to the University of Richmond in 1998. My last season, we won the Atlantic 10 championship. So go Spiders, always a Spider, and that's it. So I played football for 20 years, and this is how it all culminated right here with a championship, and that just sent me right into the TV and film world.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasure, an honor to have my main man, Jasper Pendergrass Jr. Make sure you look him up on Google, on IMDb, on YouTube. He is all over the place. Film star, television star, former football star as well, as you just heard. And it has been so great to have you on the show today, my man.
Thanks for having me, babe.
Thank you for being here. And good luck in all your future ventures. Hopefully you'll be back on the show. And ladies and gentlemen, all month long, here in the month of October, or as my friend Kevin from Pub Club says, Rocktober, in our musical guest segment, we're going to be featuring professional, official music videos from musical guests of prior episodes that have been right here on What's the Business, hanging out in studio with us so you can see their other side when they're not in here chilling with Soul Cole and when they're on camera and doing their real deal thing. So check this out. Rachel Lynn Sebastian right here on What's the Business. Welcome back to What's the Business with your main man, Soul Cole. That was a fantastic video by previous guest on the show, Rachel Lynn Sebastian. It is called My Life. We're going to go right into a second one that's called Never Enough, keeping in line with our theme musical guest-wise throughout all of Rocktober, which is, of course, professionally produced music videos by previous guests who have hung out right here on your favorite show, What's the Business? Let's throw it to video number 2 from previous guest, Rachel and Sebastian. This is Never Enough.
Don't close your eyes, I need you. I can't do another thing all by myself.